So, basic beer review time. And an interesting one, this one, because we have got a bottle of this. This is really just to review this. It is the Tegernseer Spezial. And it is a, a lager from Tegernseer, but it's not their hell. It's a different one. It is 5.6% ABV. So it might possibly be like a bit like the Augustiner Ale stuff. And it's all in German. This was from a bottle shop. But I did say every time I get a fine German beer from, or fine lager from a bottle shop, it's going to go up against this in a blind taste test. So it's kind of like a review of the Tegernseer, but only if you take the spoiler at the beginning will you see which one I'm talking about. But I'm going to do the blind taste test as well. So it's going to be a bit of a review of again both of these beers, and seeing whether this can beat this in a blind taste test. Now I have no idea about this beer, what it looks like or anything, so it'll be very interesting to see whether these look the same, whether they smell similar, and how they're going to look. So yeah, it's going to be brilliant. We're going to see how it goes, and that's all there is to it. So I'm going to get these cracked open and into glasses, and then we're going to see what I think of them. So see you in a minute. Beers poured. Let's have a look at what we got here. So we've got two beers. They are exactly the same colour, and they are both very clear. One doesn't seem to have any bubbles rising to the top, and one has got some bubbles rising up the middle, as you can see there. That one doesn't seem to have any bubbles rising up. Both got similar kind of head, nice white, 1 to 2 fingers. They've gone down a bit since they were poured. Let's have a bit of water. Right, so I'm going to start with this one because it's on me right. I don't know anything about these beers, don't know which one's which. But anyway, for people who are watching at home, this is which one is which. Okay, so if you came here for the Tegernseer Spezial review, then you'll know which one is that I'm reviewing, basically. Right, I'm going to give a nose on this one first of all. So this may be the Tegernseer Spezial, it may not. So zesty and citrusy. A little bit rustic. Nice bit of malt. Smells vibrant, smells alive. Smells absolutely smashing. Quite lemon forward, this one, quite lemon forward. I must admit. Yeah, it's quite lemon forward, it's a little bit rustic. Definitely getting the maltiness there. A little bit of honey. But it does smells like it will be quite citrusy. Smells great. Smells absolutely great. Let's get a nose on this one now. Giving less away on the nose, this one. A bit more orange on the nose than lemon. That was a bit more lemony. This is a bit more orangey. Not as much in the way of malt. Well, there is a bit of oranginess in the smell there. Initially, I'm preferring the smell of this one to this one, but yeah, it smells a little bit creamier. This one. I don't know if that's a word used to describe lagers, but I'm using it. A bit more bready, and this one a little bit more orangey. Yeah, interesting. Right, I'm going to go for the old taste because the smell doesn't really tell you much. The taste is going to tell us more, so let's have an old swill. Let's dive into this one. Cheers. Not absolutely brimming with flavour on first inspection. Let's just try again. Yeah, it's something. It's subtle, but it is there. Oh, a nice bit of tingling bitterness on the sides of the tongue there. Oh, a lovely bit of breadiness coming through there. Oh, it's got a lovely finish on it. Lovely finish, lovely shortbread biscuit finish. Yeah, you're getting a nice little mellow maltiness in the middle. You haven't really got much of that citrus on the taste. It's there in the smell, it's not there in the taste. It's really pleasant. Medium carbonation, incredibly drinkable. Really drinkable, really refreshing. Just not absolutely brimming with flavours. The flavours are quite subtle, but it's got a lovely finish. Okay, let's have a go on this one now and see what this one tastes like. Cheers. So a little bit more in the line of flavour on this one. Again, still not brimming with flavour, which is weird. Maybe it's because I've been drinking more pales. Got to get used to a lager. So I'll wait till my palate's reset a bit more for a lager here. I'd say it's probably a little bit drier. A little bit more in the way of bitterness. Again, lovely finish. So smooth, so drinkable, so refreshing, absolutely smashing. Yeah, as they're warming up a bit, I'm getting more flavour from them now. So this one's got a nice rustic maltiness in the middle there. It's got a little bit of a bite on the arrival. Lovely shortbread finish on that one. This one, a little bit more in the way of flavour on the middle. A bit more of a syrupy maltiness to it. Get a little bit of bitterness tingling the tongue there. Quite a dry arrival. A bit more of a bitter finish on this one. This one's a bit more of a bitter finish. This one's a bit smoother, a bit more shortbread biscuity on the finish. This one's quite rustic, but not dirty in the slightest. They're both so clean. Let's have another swirl. Again, it's going to be another one where I'm going to be drinking most of the beer before I've decided which is better. Or should I say which I prefer? Neither's better because these are both perfect. Let's face it, these are both perfect. I knew they would both be perfect because one of them is the Augustiner Lager Hell, and I know that's perfect. And the other one is the Tegernseer Spezial, and that is also perfect because I can't tell which is which out of these, and I can't tell which is better out of these. So that's going to be interesting, isn't it? Let's have another go. This is giving me more kind of like Lowenbrow vibes. Those kind of like that lovely flavour that I loved from the Lowenbrow. There's a bit of like this is a bit of that in this, but it's not. This is not sweet. It's drier, which is good. Which is good because I still don't know which one this is. Let's face it. Let's have another swirl. So interesting. So interesting. That was definitely more bitter. A lot more bitter. Which do I prefer? I think I know which one's which I didn't really want to think about which is which, but I could be wrong. I usually am. But which one am I preferring? Oh, I got a nice aftertaste from that one then. It came a little bit later. This one, the finishes straight away. This one, I think because of that bitterness, you get the bitterness at the end, and after the bitterness is gone, and then you get a lovely biscuity finish coming through. This one, because there's less bitterness at the end, you get the finish quicker. Oh, so hard. So hard. You wouldn't know that one of these was 0.4% stronger than the other. Now I know there's a tolerance anyway, so they could be more similar, you know, than that. But at the end of the day, it's like you wouldn't know that one of these was 5.6 and the other was 5.2. If you like a little bit more bitterness, then this is for you. This one is really good. I'm not sure if this one's got more flavour than this one. I don't really want to be spending ages doing this, but oh, a fly. It's hard to separate from which I think is which, from actually which I think I prefer. There's definitely more going on with this one. This one is tasting a little bit bland in comparison, if I'm honest. It's got similar flavours actually. It's got similar flavours that are a little bit more muted in this one. This one's a bit more full on. Yeah, I mean this one's got a bit more flavour in the middle. It's got more bitterness on the end. You still get that lovely aftertaste. It just comes after the bitterness has gone. This one you just get the aftertaste. You don't get the bitterness as well. A little bit more flavour in this one than this one. So I think this one's better. I prefer this one. This one is the winner out of these two. From what I know about the Augustiner Hell, I think that's the Augustiner Hell. So I think it may have won again. But I could be wrong, because obviously if it comes up against something that's more Augustiner Helly than the Augustiner Hell, then it could taste different in comparison. So I could be wrong. But I've got to be honest, these are both cracking beers. These are both cracking beers. This one's just got a little bit more in the way of flavour. Whatever this one does the same thing, but a little bit better. That's the only thing I could say about it, really. Yeah, I think so, yeah. I'm getting a little bit more citrusiness from that, really. It tastes a bit more crafty. And this one's just cracking. Yeah. So, there you go. To sum up, they're both amazing, okay? If this is the Tegernseer Spezial, that's your review, basically. It's got everything it needs. It's a little bit light on the flavour. But it's got a beautiful shortbready finish. It's really refreshing. It's as smooth as anything. It's absolutely delicious. If this is the Tegernseer, then it's, well, amazing. It's absolutely delicious, and it's a little bit more flavourful, I'd say, than that one, with a little bit more bitterness. So I think I'm really enjoying this one, but I think, to be honest, just as far as a lager is concerned and what makes a lager good, the extra bitterness, the extra dimension, the fact that you still get that lovely finish which comes a bit later, the fact it's got a little bit more flavour, wins it for this one. And I say, I'm going to guess this is the Augustiner. I could be wrong. This is the Tegernseer. We'll find out in a minute when I come back. Okay, I'm struggling with these taste tests now, I've got to say, because I've been told which one's which now. And I was right, apparently. This is the Augustiner. This is the Tegernseer. Now, and that's all very well and good. And I thought this tasted like the Augustiner. Got a little bit of rusticness, you know, made it taste different. This was something like I'd not had before. But when I was told that I had them the right way around, essentially, I just thought I'd check. So I've drank from the bottle for both of these, and they just taste the same. I don't understand. From the bottle, they both taste the same. They both have just as much flavour. That has a lot more flavour from the bottle, and it tasted a bit like that. But then when I tasted this, that tastes like that. They both taste like this. Neither of them taste like that. Weird, isn't it? So anyway, so that's the way it goes. Yes, I got them the right way around. At the end of the day, I would say, certainly taking these from the bottles, I'd call this a draw. Really, I would call this a draw, to be honest, an honourable draw. I mean, you know, from the bottle, from the glasses, this one seemed, so unless it opens up more in the glass, I don't know. This one seemed to have a little bit more flavour in the glass than this one. I don't know if it's the glass that did that or whether it's something else. But yeah, this one seemed to have more flavour. Now taking it from the bottle, they both seem to have very similar flavours and very similar amounts of flavour. This has more bitterness straight from the bottle, which is strange. Let's have another try. That's cracking. That's really nice. You know, but and this one, oh yeah, no, that does have that extra little dimension to it. It's a little bit more going on in that one than in that one. And again, it's crazy, isn't it? Really. I mean, so you know, I could call it a draw. I could say this one won. Either way, it's not been. It's still not been beaten. It's really not been beaten. That one's definitely going up in the. That would be tier 5. Definitely, it is a cracking beer. It's every bit as good as its little brother, the Tegernseer Hell. But come on, I need a Helles to beat this thing. I really do. I need a Helles to beat the Augustiner. Because the problem is, the more I drink this, the more I'm going to know what it tastes like. The more I'm going to know which one it is. And the thing is, when I taste it, when I do this, when I even if I know which one this is, you can beat it. You can beat it. There is something I'm looking for, which is going to beat it. Definitely. There's something I'm looking for. So it's got to have the same amount of flavour, possibly a little bit less rusticness. Maybe this with more flavour could have beaten it. You know, there's going to be a beer that can beat this. There's going to be a lager that can beat this. And to be honest, what I'm going to do as well, and this is one for the future. I got a bottle of this, and I got a bottle of the Edelstoff. I'm going to do a blind taste test of this against the Edelstoff, because I still think the Edelstoff got a raw deal. The Edelstoff is such an amazing beer, and it lost against the Lowenbrow. Early days, you know, I got them the wrong way round. Maybe I didn't know what I was looking for, you know, not making excuses, obviously, but it was by far the biggest upset of the competition, the Augustiner Edelstoff. I've had Spartan many times before, and the honest truth is, I prefer Lowenbrow to Spartan every time, although Spartan is an absolutely amazing beer. Is Lowenbrow better than the Augustiner Edelstoff? It beat it once, but is it better? Possibly, possibly not. Does the Edelstoff have deserve a chance to compete against this? Absolutely. So, that's going to be a taste test coming up. It'll come up pretty soon, I think. I've got the bottles in already, so I'm hoping to do that. See if the Edelstoff can beat it, because again, you know, the Edelstoff's not been up against it yet. So what can I say? The Augustiner Lager Hell, unbeaten, still unbeaten. Tegernseer, an amazing beer, definitely tier 5. Up there with this, but it didn't beat it. Anyway, till next time, have a good one.